Hey, what up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Mike.
And Tyler, and this high school football rivalry video is brought to you by Naples Rib Company.
We've got the sights, we've got the sounds, we've got the pomp, we've got the circumstance. Tyler, it's Long Beach's oldest rivalry. Long Beach Poly hosting Wilson in a rivalry series that dates back to 1932. This is the 89th time these two teams have played each other, and it's Long Beach Poly's 126th anniversary homecoming game.
Always a fun time for homecoming, and we didn't get to see these teams play last year, so great to see the Bruins and the Jackrabbits get after it. And we got action on the field. Shea Kuykendall hits Tyson Bordeaux for a big gain right off the bat, just the way the Jackrabbits wanted to get going.
I just also wanted to say, great color game. Nice that they're both wearing their classic uniforms. It was good to see the green and gold and the maroon. Kuykendall going to take it in early for a 7-0 lead for the Jackrabbits. Fiver taking over here full-time as the Poly quarterback and looking to make a statement. On defense, the junior Phoenix Tusa coming in with bad intentions.
John L. Gray picking up some tough yardage here running for the Bruins. He's always going to stick his nose in there. Then Xander McLaurin hits Josh Scott, but sophomore Dylan Williams is all over it. That dude's a playmaker.
But it's spooky season, Tyler, and the boogeyman is coming. Jalen Johnson, the monster, with the pick, and if you pick it,
you have to six it.
That's going to put the Jackrabbits up 14-0 on the defensive score. Donovan Poe with the sack for Poly as the defense goes back out. It is a good month to read Poe, obviously.
And that was the telltale hit, Mike. McLaurin then finding Scott. Those two do have a pretty good connection. They would link up a little bit later in the game, but that Poly offense was humming. Kuykendall finding recent USC commit Jason Robinson Jr. over the middle for a big gain.
The sophomore super shifty, super fast, as you'll see later, and then Devin Samples chewing up big yardage at will. But Poly said, we know we can run the ball in the Moore League. We want to work on the passing game, and that's what they were doing. They go back to Robinson, and then Kuykendall says, yeah, but I don't know, maybe I'll just run this one in.
Right. It's run with Shea Day, Mike, is what it is. As he gets his second touchdown on the ground, then Jason Robinson with the nice moves. Throws on the air brake, and that was nasty. We're excited to watch him for 2 more years until he switches to Wilson colors in college.
We're going to go up top to see Kuykendall hitting Tyson Bordeaux for the 40-yard touchdown. Great connection between Kuykendall and his receivers as Bordeaux had 2 catches for 109 yards in the score.
And you can see, though, how hard Xander McLaurin fighting for every yard, trying to keep his team going. Definitely the leader of that offense as he finds Josh Scott over the middle, and great Scott with the breakaway speed is going to sprint 48 yards to pay dirt. 1.21 gigawatts of power on that touchdown makes it a 28-6 Poly lead late in that first half.
Scott getting that 5.62 bump. Congratulations to Quattro. But Robinson, a one-man answer to the Wilson score. And this Quattro, another big play. He had a huge return here. That penalty flag was actually on Wilson. And on the next play, the touchdown grab. So Robinson touches it twice. The Jackrabbits get 6. He had 6 catches for 76 yards and the touchdown.
Well, here's to you, Mr. Robinson. Pretty nice game for him. And then Timmy Tuiakamoa, one of the Jackrabbits, getting their first game in here, and he was laying the lumber. Look out.
You could see how excited he was to be on the field. The Wilson defense continuing to make plays, too. We really like Corday Jones. And then McLaurin on this play took a huge shot from Noodles Kaysen. He would leave the game. Obviously, a tough blow for that Wilson offense. And as we go to halftime, we just have to say we love seeing these great high school football crowds this season. A way to show up to that Poly student section. It definitely made this game a lot more fun. The Poly coaches and players were talking about how much energy they brought, and a congratulations as well to the Jackrabbits International Ambassadors.
Back to the gridiron, the Poly defense still setting the tone in the second half. They're just setting up that green wall, and it can come at you in a flurry as well, just all up in the Wilson backfield.
Yeah, that's Dominic Lolosio in his first game for the Jackrabbits coming up with a big play. And then Kuykendall is going to find the freshman Jaden Robinson for a pair of catches. Relation, the younger brother of Jason Robinson, who we mentioned in the highlight. So the Jackrabbits starting to see that connection between Kuykendall and the receivers. And then the junior Dylan Michelle, a 40-yard field goal. We do not get a lot of those in Long Beach. Our rule, as always, if it's over 35 yards, it's in the video, and that 40-yarder is in for sure.
If it's over 35, it's live. That's law, Mike. One of the tough things about the pandemic, though, they stopped giving out samples at Costco, but they still got them at Vets, and that's that's why we keep coming back for more.
Big drive for the junior Devin Samples as he gets them down to the goal line, and then he is going to punch it in very nonchalantly, and that's going to put this game into running clock territory. As I said, the Jackrabbits know that they can run the ball in the Moore League. That's obviously not what they came out to work on in this game, and it showed.
Sophomore Ian Bond, a nice job in a tough spot tonight, coming in as the backup at quarterback, gives the Bruins a chance at another score late in this ball game as he sets up first and goal. Jackrabbits defense, though, playing with pride as the clock was running down, not just giving up a cheap touchdown. They made the Bruins work for it and eventually get the stop on 4th and goal, and that is all she wrote in this one, Mike.
Another great game between these two teams. Got to see a lot of playmakers, a lot of up-and-coming playmakers as the Jackrabbits will take the 45-6 victory. And, you know, it was not the best non-league schedule for the Jackrabbits this year, but you could just see the party time for the green and gold, a lot of good feelings on that sideline, and definitely a game they needed in a rivalry matchup.
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, including Ocean Law Center, for their support of local sports coverage. If you want to keep up with the Jackrabbits, the Bruins, and the rest of the Moore League football season, you have got to keep it locked right here at the 562.